17, it brings to the hockey players from Sweden and the Netherlands. First of all, please welcome the Scandinavian and Baltic qualifier. Beat Dyson Parodi yesterday. He's now in the second round. The ever-smiling poker face, Magnus Caris! And Magnus's opponent, he comes from the Netherlands. He's got a great run this year so far in the European Tour events. 2 finals in his career in the Euro Tour. Maybe this is the time to claim a title. He is the 2006 Lakeside World Champion. He's the Cobra, Jelle Klaasen!
Jelle Klaasen versus Magnus Caris, the Cobra versus Poker Face, for a place in the final day of action here at the Gibraltar Darts Trophy. And Klaasen, the Dutchman, looking to continue this astonishing run on the European Tour. The last 5 events, the last one last year and the first 4 this year, the Cobra has not failed to make the semi-finals. He's made a couple of finals. He still hasn't won one of these yet. But if he carries on doing this, surely it is only a matter of time. And the real thing that makes it even more astonishing is that he's doing this with a busted wrist. He's got tendinitis. I haven't had an up-close look at it. I mean, it's red raw at times. The pain must be excruciating. Quite. And yet, Jelle is still saving his best for the European Tour, finding ways to win games. Even when he's not playing particularly brilliantly, he's finding ways to win. And Jelle Klaasen has an opportunity to continue this, frankly, magical run on the European Tour. And who knows, maybe go on and claim a first European Tour title. I'm Dan Dawson in the commentary box. Rob Malarkey has joined me for this one.
Yeah, it's strange how he seems to have...
Gentlemen, first leg is Magnus to throw first. Game on.
Found something extra in Europe, ignoring his results on the European Tour. He's picked up only £2,000 in prize money, I think, from the Pro Tour since Hildesheim, by way of a couple of second-round appearances and a mini-run to the last 32 in Wigan at the end of last month in the 10th Players' Championship, where he lost to
59.
Adrian Lewis. It was certainly a factor in his elimination from the Premier League, his premature elimination from the Premier League as well.
150.
Playing through the pain barrier for much of this year. But in Europe, he seems to find something else, and as you say, Dan, reaching at least the semi-finals in each of his last 5 European Tour events.
Well, he has had cortisone injections in the wrist, and he said it didn't do anything. He said the doctors told him that it works for
99.
around about 80% of people. But all it did was hurt him when they injected it into him, and it didn't really make any difference. But
100.
he's just carried on. I mean, in Sindelfingen last weekend, despite the fact that it's hurting, you couldn't get him off the dartboard. Even when he was not playing, he was chucking darts, he was borrowing other people's darts. He just wanted to be throwing. I think he's just enjoying his darts. And why not when you're being so successful for these weekends?
100.
But it evidently is causing him problems. Just not enough to prevent Klaasen going on and making the final session. And even better, the semis and the final.
24.
And we mentioned it, Chris and I, in conversation earlier as well, that the likes of Klaasen and Benito van der Pas, who awaits the winner of this one, by the way, Van der Pas and Klaasen, 2 candidates who are certainly, you feel, are overdue a European Tour success, given what they've done of late. Van der Pas has gone close. He's been knocking on the door as well. Klaasen certainly has. Yeah. Maybe this could be their weekend for one of them. Whoever comes through, maybe tomorrow. But let's not write off Magnus Caris just yet.
Well, Magnus Caris, he has been around for decades. You look back to Magnus Caris when he played at the Lakeside. I mean,
he's played at the likes of Bobby George.
130.
He made the semi-final at Lakeside in 1994. It's 23 years ago.
60.
But his action on the Pro Tour has been pretty limited. With the creation of the Scandinavian Darts Corporation, he's had tournaments over there to play, so he hasn't really turned up and played that many. On the PDC Tour, 4-4, Poker Face. There it is. Gets the first leg on the board.
Second leg is Jelle to throw first. Game on.
But yeah, he has played the odd Euro Tour, tends to qualify for 1 or 2 a year. Last time we saw him was in Hamburg, in Germany, in May last year, where he did win his opening game. He beat Cristo Reyes. Good victory, that. Then he got done 6-1 by Terry Jenkins. Now, the only other time Magnus Caris has won on the European Tour, you've got to go back to 2014, where he beat Jerry Hendricks in the German Darts Masters, but then he got done 6-0 by Phil Taylor. So the pattern has been, for Magnus Caris, when he has won a game on the European Tour, it has gone hideously wrong for him in the following game. However, he's already got one leg on the board, so it's gone better than back in 2014 at the German Darts Masters, and he has equalled what he did last time out on the European Tour last year. So we shall see.
95.
Magnus Caris has won on the Scandinavian Tour. Won one of the events in Sweden
60.
last year. Won in Russia the year before. 2013 and 2012 he picked up titles as well. Some of the World Championship, of course.
Yeah, played Adrian Lewis last December.
Didn't go well.
No, Mr. Darts, who levelled the match at 1-all, but from that moment on it was fairly straightforward for Jackpot, who won the match 3-0. Caris
60.
had the honour and the privilege of playing Dyson Parodi in his opening match yesterday. Won that 6-1 with an average of 85 and a bit. That was the toughest assignment as far as playing a Gibraltarian, you suspect, goes.
137.
But he came through fairly unruffled, having overcome Marco Cantelli of Finland to qualify for this tournament.
60.
Having lost in the final of
129.
qualifying for the 4th European Tour event of the year. So he bounced back well.
Treble 20. That would have left in the bullseye, as it is if you look at the treble 18.
57.
Or just the single 18.
Early require
Even threatened the
136.
treble, it turns out. Klaasen's not got going at all, and is in danger of going 2-0 down here, because Caris, 72 required, should get 1 dart at a double, may get 2.
I think I might be right in saying that we'll see Caris again in Hamburg as well next month. I'll double check that in due course. The qualifiers for the Nordic and Baltic region took place in Gothenburg. There was a cluster of them.
52.
As Caris
Early require 40.
looks to threaten a 2-0 lead here. Klaasen just has something to think about here. Topsy wants, though, to level the match, and Topsy gets to make it 1-1.
The leg is Magnus to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, it's a relatively recent thing for Jelle Klaasen to try and leave double top as much as possible. He used to leave double 18 at every available opportunity, and used to hit it with alarming regularity. But trying to leave tops on a more regular basis
136.
worked well for him there, allows him to level the match, although he did have to survive that dart. 2-0 deficit. Shaking ahead, Jelle, not happy with how things are going. Looks to be sort of lurching forward. I know it's quite a jerky action Jelle has got anyway, but seems to be throwing himself at the board as well as his darts at the minute, and I'm not sure that can be a good sign for the Cobra. Just not working at all. You can see him just flexing the hand there as well. Bizarrely, I couldn't find a record of these two ever meeting, despite the fact they've been around for ages.
58.
But of course, Magnus, playing so much on the Scandinavian Tour, doesn't play that much over on the Phil Pro Tour.
125.
So the opportunities are limited, but you would have thought they'd have run into each other at some point.
We won't be seeing Caris in Hamburg. I've got my wires completely crossed on that one.
Ah, there we go.
He was beaten by Robert Wagner, 6-5 in the first round.
Will we be seeing a 167 though?
127.
Poker face.
Played it safe there.
Inscrutable Swede, and couldn't quite tell whether he was going to go for the big bull finish, but he leaves top. Maximum for Klaasen.
Magnus, you require 40.
Yeah, just to put some pressure on here for Caris, who is more than holding his own at the moment. Double 10 for a 2-1 lead. Nervy times. Klaasen may be about to pounce,
Game
but
shot on the
Caris
third
does
leg.
not give him the
Magnus
opportunity.
Caris. All legacy yellow to throw first. Game on.
Uncharted territory this for Magnus Caris. Having won 2
41.
legs in the second round of a Euro Tour event. Can he go on and convert this decent start into victory and book himself in the final day of action for the first time on the European Tour? It would be either, no, in fact we know it's Benito van der Pas who awaits.
Having beaten Martin Schindler earlier on, and Caris isn't going anywhere, is he? Maybe.
100.
Jelle Klaasen playing through the pain barrier on the European Tour is just catching up with him here, maybe. But Caris is playing well. Let's not take anything away from him.
$81.
Averaging 92 there or thereabouts at the moment, which is a great deal higher than Jelle Klaasen's average of 82 and a bit, nearly 83.
45.
You can see Jelle frustrated. Or feeling shared by all his family and supporters in the crowd there, and compounded by this. Because that is another max. 2 maximums in this leg for Magnus Caris, who has left himself 60 for a potential 11 darter and another break of throw, or first break of throw in this game.
Magnus, you require 60.
I mean, he's a great setup shot from Jelle Klaasen, but it may be worth absolutely nothing here.
Okay, shot on the fourth
And it is
leg.
worth
Magnus
nothing,
Caris.
because that 11 darter from Magnus Caris
Game on.
opens up a 2-leg advantage. He's throwing to make it 4-1 here against a man who, aside from Peter Wright, has probably been the most consistent player on the European Tour over the last 4 or 5 events.
Yeah, little wonder he's just mopping his brow, feeling the heat in more ways than one here, Jelle Klaasen, at the moment. Magnus Caris in very good shape. Just needs to keep it together for the
54.
next couple of legs, just to consolidate what he has. Don't write off Jelle just yet, though.
100. $85. 43.
Too many loose darts from the Cobra.
Klaasen has been in worse positions than this on the European Tour this year. He could have been heading home
83.
very early in Jena. He survived match darts from Jeffrey de Graaf in round 3. And then, having survived that scare,
121.
went on to beat Kyle Anderson and James Wade to reach the final. So he's been in a worse position than this already this year, and has come through. So he won't be panicking just yet, but he could do with stopping Caris in his tracks sooner rather than later, but there's no sign of that happening at the moment. 140 brings him down to a finish of 139.
Better from Jelle. But even when he's getting that first dart where he wants it, he's not able to follow it. Jelle Klaasen, he's only had 1 ton 40 plus score and 1 180.
$99.
Sets it up nicely.
37.
It's good. Yeah, well, he's gone treble 19 tops there, and it's a sensible shot. There's a number of players who go similar routes for things like 137, 134, but he's not really given it a chance at the double top. And Magnus Caris has got 3 darts at it. Double 10 for 4-1. Jelle Klaasen is going to be in trouble if this lands.
20.
But it doesn't, and it's a huge let-off, because this would be for a break back.
It is. 4-1 it would have been. Just the one break, but 4-1 looks big. 3-2 looks much better for Jelle Klaasen.
Throw first. Game on.
Missed darts for a 4-1 lead then for Caris.
93.
And will Klaasen kick on now, having had found himself in a perilous situation, just muttering to himself as he takes a glug of water at the back of the stage. But Caris back in the money once again here.
140.
Ton 40 to start things off in leg 6.
So often he's finding his darts low, Jelle Klaasen. It does make it very, very hard to find his way through to the treble. Does it expertly on the treble 19 there, but the reason he was on the 19s is because he blocked the path to the 20s.
Yeah, he's shaking his head, he's puffing his cheeks, he's continually wiping his hands and his face, and just the body language isn't right from Jelle Klaasen today. He looks to be struggling on stage a little bit here. And hearing Kurt Bevan shout 180 won't do him any favours either.
45.
And Caris here will be thinking about the opportunity to break back once again. Second break of throw on the cards potentially here for Caris if he can just maintain himself here. Well, can he recover from that?
$54.
Could have been better.
140 points clear, and Jelle Klaasen, I mean, he's not hitting 140s. He's had 2 scores of 140 or more in the entire game so far.
127.
Yeah, and a visit of 40 there as well.
Build up that kind of lead in a leg against him, and it's usually proving enough to give you some chances. And he's got a chance here, Magnus Caris, treble 17. Oh, it's wonderful for double 8 for a 127. Sublime from the Swede. What a finish, a 12-darter, 127 checkout, and he's 4-2.
Game on.
You thought that maybe those 3 missed darts for a 4-1 lead for Magnus Caris might have proved a turning point. However, he's come straight back at him with a 12-dart leg. He's gone 12 and 11 darts in the last 2 legs against the throw.
Yeah, very, very eye-catching figures indeed, Magnus Caris.
97.
Yeah, he could have been derailed there with Klaasen breaking back straight away, but it was a terrific response. And once again, Klaasen is struggling to find the big numbers here. It's
38.
Another visit that is way below par. There we see the 11-dart break and the 12-dart break, tallied with a 15-dart hold and the 18-darter in the opener.
Yeah, well, the winning legs have been good from Magnus Caris.
99.
And that means that his average right now is above 96. There you see. And Jelle's first 9 average is absolutely abysmal. This is the world number 8 we're talking about, and a man who's made the semi-finals at least in the last 5 European tours. And that is just nowhere near the standard we've come to expect from Jelle Klaasen. And maybe you're right, maybe it is just eventually
catching up with him.
This injury will catch up with him. He can't just keep producing the heroics he's producing.
But just chatting to him yesterday, he seems to be in good spirits, and he seems to be more than happy with the way he was playing and practicing. So
often that first dart. I mean, part of the reason that it is so low. And look at the checkout percentage. If he gets a chance, he's taking it out, Jelle Klaasen. He's just not scoring heavily enough
to get himself in the position in the first place. And Caris, to his credit, isn't really giving him the opportunity on occasion as well. Caris, though, isn't there yet. He needs just to stay on track here.
He's still first to a finish. It is a big one, but Jelle, once again, it's low. So low. He might even be better off just playing on the 19s at the minute, because he's having a lot more success hitting treble 19 than he is treble 20. And something has to change for Jelle Klaasen. I know he's in with a chance of breaking here. And he is going to get a go at 74, and he is yet to miss a double, Jelle Klaasen. But he is just going to have to hope, I think, that Magnus Caris goes completely off the boil, or he misses loads of darts at double over the course of this game. Double top. And he still can't miss a double, Jelle Klaasen. That is keeping him in this just about.
Game on.
Yeah, 74 checkout, 3 from 3 on his doubles. He is ruthless on his doubles, but it's the approach play that's been letting him down. This is more like it from Jelle. Well, 100 in the end. First start was much better.
You know, and you can see he's finally got ones which aren't low and blocking the path off, but was unable to follow that first start in the treble 20 with the next 2.
135.
And Magnus, once again, fires in a couple of trebles in the visit. Now, has Jelle just found his range? Has he found his range? He might well have done, you know. 180 number 2 for Jelle Klaasen. It has taken a while for Jelle Klaasen to find that treble 20 bed with some regularity, but if this little purple patch is here to stay, then Magnus Caris has not built up a big enough lead
100.
for him to be comfortable.
Well, it's taken the best in the business to stop Jelle Klaasen of late. Peter Wright has beaten him twice on the European Tour this year. Michael van Gerwen has beaten him twice. MVG beats Klaasen 3 times last year in quarterfinals alone on the European Tour stage. Magnus Caris still finds himself 2 legs away here, but Klaasen just looks to be showing signs of life here.
157.
And this will do him the world of good. Well, it won't go this time, but he will be back with Caris on 2-on-1.
57.
Just the 57, but it does leave a 2-dart finish, a level ton. Just when we thought Jelle Klaasen had found his range on the treble 20, he has pulled a few darts low at it in the last couple of visits. But he knows if he can find a treble 20 with his first dart here, he'll get 2 darts for the legs to level this game up for the first time since the end of the second leg. Well, 15 scored, so down for the treble 15. He doesn't hit it. Frustration for Klaasen.
40.
Magnus Caris.
Notice you require 71.
71.
For a 5-3 lead. 18 for tops. 1 dart at it. 4-5-3. Big moments.
Magnus Caris. 9th leg is Magnus to throw first.
It may only have been 71. He may not have needed a single treble to get a dart for that leg. But what a checkout from Magnus Caris when it looked like Jelle Klaasen was coming back at him. Magnus Caris has shut the door and he is 1 leg away from his first ever appearance in the last 16 on the European Tour. He's never made the final day of action before, but he is the favourite to do so now. He has the throw in this leg and the 11th leg if we go that far.
Well, we've had 5 successive breaks now in this match, and Magnus Caris will be hoping for an elusive hold of throw here. Jelle Klaasen 12 months ago suffered a shock second-round defeat at the hands of Dyson Parodi here in Gibraltar. He's on the verge of suffering another surprise setback in the second round once again. There we see the averages, still that gulf between them of 10 points or so. Jelle's first 9 average has improved slightly,
82.
but it may be too little too late here.
Well, look, this is excellent from Magnus Caris. 97 average, there's nothing wrong with that at all. He's hitting 40% of his darts at double. That will win you games, particularly in this tournament where everybody seems to be missing doubles for fun. But Jelle Klaasen, impeccable checkout statistics, but has not scored well enough, and he is in real danger of going out without picking up any ranking money. He's the number 10 seed
85.
here today, but any of the seeded players who don't win their opening game, they will not get that money on their ranking. They get the check, but it doesn't help them in their world ranking. He needs to fill this up, Jelle, to get to a finish, and that is what he has done. 180 number 3 for Klaasen to leave 164, but the danger is he might have to take out the 164.
Yeah, he's really fighting for his life in this match. Yeah, if Magnus Caris can just find a treble here,
60.
and he hasn't, that might be a let-off for Klaasen once again. Klaasen, well, not so much pressure on this visit, and it's just as well with that first dart.
83.
Pretty much halves the score, leaves 81. Magnus Caris. Now, we saw Jelle try and go treble 19, tops for 137. Caris could go treble 18, tops. He's gone the more traditional route of throwing it in the fat 5. He was going for treble 20, I assure you.
45.
89 remaining.
81.
May only get a dart at the bullseye. 16. It is the bull. And that is the
56.
first dart Jelle Klaasen has missed at double in this match. He did not miss it by much, but it may be the last dart he throws in the Gibraltar Darts Trophy. Jelle Klaasen has made at least the semi-finals of the last 5 Euro Tour events, but Magnus Caris wants 89 to knock him out at the earliest available opportunity. He's got 2 match darts at double 16. And he only needs the one. What a display from Magnus Caris. The Swede is through to the final day of a Euro Tour for the first time in his career. A 95 average, 41% on doubles, 3 180s. He outscored the world number 8 and has dumped Jelle Klaasen out of the earliest available opportunity. It is Magnus Caris, poker face, who will face Benito van der Pas in tomorrow afternoon's third round for a place in the quarter-finals. We've got Michael Smith, a 3-time Euro Tour winner, against a former world champion Christian Kiss coming up. And then Joe Cullen and Rob Cross do battle in the final game of the afternoon. That's his 2 roommates here in Gibraltar, taking on each other for a place in the last 16.
Well, Magnus, we meet again, and we see the smile again.
Poker face.
You played well there. Really, really good performance. High 90s. Everything looked really good.
I respect Jelle. He's a top player, and I finished good, so I'm happy.
For the very first time in European Tour history, you're coming back for the Sunday, and you're playing another Dutchman, Benito van der Pas. You looking forward to that one?
Absolutely. Bring it on.
Well, bring it on. Can't say anything more. Ladies and gentlemen, Magnus Caris.